Go love your own enemies. Don't be loving mine. My enemies are the theocratic fascists. I don't love them. I want to destroy them.
You're a child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join your church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman.
So you know I drive for Uber, most likely. I had an interesting conversation last night with a man who told me about how people in other countries are so surprised when they hear stories from other people from other countries who come here to visit and then go back home. They're surprised about the fact that America isn't what it claims to be. It's basically a lot of showboating, but it's not real. The kind of freedom that they expect to see when they come and visit this country, Americans being free, they don't see that.
News from around the world. In the United States, Seattle police are again under fire over allegations of violence, the second time in only a matter of weeks. Video footage appeared to show a Seattle officer punching a teenage girl in the face after stopping her for jaywalking. And that followed a case a few weeks before where police were caught beating an unarmed and innocent man. A scandal also erupted last year with an officer convicted of a vicious attack on a 15-year-old girl in a jail cell.
In the United States, which I remember my heart used to ache when I would stand and say the pledge. Back when I was too young to know about such things as religion or what under God meant. It was just words that meant that I loved my country and I was expressing my country, and I said the words, all of them. This video is not about under God in the pledge or in God we trust on money. It's not about atheism. It's not about the fact that this is not a Christian nation and never was. It's about the fact that our country is broken. Our country that I lived long enough ago to see it probably in its heyday. I saw it strong. And I sang at the top of my lungs the Star-Spangled Banner. I always stood and put my hand on my heart. I always said the pledge. Our country is sick and our country is broken. People in Russia are being told by their friends that come back from visiting here that America is really not free, that the people living in it are really not free, that all the things that they assume about America, there's so many of those things are not true.
Stop kicking my window. I don't give a I gotta piss. Alright, you'll get your chance. Hey, you see what I'm talking about? You got cops like this. You know what I'm saying? I told you to stop kicking the window. You hear me?
When I grew up, I had this shining, this idea in my head of what a cop was. Protect and serve, right? You should feel safe in the presence of a cop. You should feel a sense of relief when the police pull up at your door, shouldn't you? Isn't that what they're supposed to be?
New York City police confronted 43-year-old Eric Gardner in Staten Island. Gardner, a low-level street dealer of illegal cigarettes, was not happy to see the police.
Everybody standing here, they told I didn't do nothing. did not sell nothing. Because every time you see me, you want to harass me, you want to stop me, try to sell a cigarette. I'm minding my business, officer. I'm minding my business. Please just leave me alone. I told you the last time. Please leave me alone. Don't touch me, please. Do not touch me.
Where's the ambulance?
They're recording everything.
Where's the ambulance?
They got my phone. Back off. Let's go. Back up. Y'all coming. Come on. Christ.
You don't have to do it yourself.
Man, can you back up, please? We're trying to give him some air. We're going to get an ambulance, all right? Yeah, back up. Y'all got him on the floor. Y'all got him on the floor. Y'all talking about back up. You hear this? Now they're trying to get him an ambulance. After they harassed him, slammed him down. NYPD. You understand? This is going viral right here. It's going viral right here. NYPD harassing people for no reason. He didn't do anything at all. Going viral.
I wanted to be a cop. In my early, actually I didn't really start being aggressive about it until my early 30s. No, actually I think it was actually my late 30s. Which I was pretty old, but I still was kind of trying. I was running every day, and anyway, I did actually take a few tests and go through a few of the physical agility tests. I believed in what cops did. I wanted to be somebody who could help people. That's what I thought cops were. And I have seen in the last couple of years so many examples.
When Jermaine Green and his fiancée Violet Roberts got on a Metro bus in Bellflower Monday night, they took notice of another passenger.
The lady got on the bus with her stroller full of pillows, and she was very polite, said hi to everybody, and sat down.
At the next stop, 2 LA County Sheriff's deputies, one male and one female, boarded the bus and called the passenger by name.
They said, get off the bus. She then, started cursing at her, and you can tell it was very obvious that she was special, has special needs. And after that, they grab her, and she cusses him out, calls him a big shot. Next you know, he gives her a big shot.
Green captured the incident with his cell phone's video camera.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, he seen me taping him, and he looked up at the camera a few times, and he still hit her like that. And I can't believe, he didn't try to defuse the situation at all.
Like they were tired of dealing with her, so they didn't try to talk to her.
And it just sickens me what these people that pretend they wear a uniform and walk around carrying a gun, and they pretend to be police officers. They have not earned the right to even call themselves that. They're racist bullies, and their badge lets them use that authority to kill people, to hurt people, to terrorize people.
I want to show it to you. It's what you probably have not seen up to this point, the cell phone video that drives home the fury that so many people here in Ferguson are feeling right now. It was taken a week ago, last Saturday afternoon. Michael Brown's body is still in the middle of the street after that 18-year-old was shot by a police officer. It was there for hours, uncovered, and a crowd, you'll see them, gather around, and they'll start to respond to police there. We have to warn you that there's a chance that you'll find this video and the audio very disturbing, but we think it's important that you see it. We're not going to speak over it. We want you to hear it and understand what's happening here in this suburb of St. Louis. It's a little more than 2 minutes. Watch and listen.
Yeah, that's up, man.
They said he had his hands up and everything, man.
They was trying to get at him?
I don't know. I wasn't out here. I just heard the gunshot.
I heard the gunshots from Walmart. Stay all the way up there.
Yeah. I knew something happened. It's too early in the day.
Who is the? Do he stay here?
No, it was his daddy right there, man. His daddy just tried to go there and they grabbed him. They had in that black t-shirt police talking to. And that's his auntie right there on the phone. In them screws. That's a loud. Yeah, boy, that's dirty. Dirty.
I saw the car. He gone, dog.
Yeah, he gone. He gone. He
So
gone.
they stood over him and
Yeah, and shot him some more when he was on the ground. Yeah, that's what they said. Shot him some more while he was on the ground. Police killed dude. Police killed him, yeah. Said he had his hands up and everything. They still shot him. He fell on the ground. They stood over him, shot him some more. And they just got him laying in the street dead as just got him laying here. Unreal. You know ambulance, he gone. Yeah, he gone.
He's gone. Shot in the street. From what I've heard and what I read, what did he do? What do these people do? Somebody gets punched in the face for jaywalking. I saw a video just recently. I'm hoping I can get the clip for this too. A girl punched in the face, 15 years old, for running away from home. I ran away from home a few times when I was a little kid, when I was a teenager. Since when is that something that deserves a punch in the face and being wrestled to the ground and abused by a very big man? I'm sorry, I'm still reeling over the fact that wearing a badge is licensed to kill people and abuse people and hurt people. This is everything that I never... this is not what I was raised to think that a cop was. This is not what protect and serve is supposed to be.
Stop, stop. No. No, I'm saying stop. She just punched me in the face. That's her mom.
Our government, our judicial system, slaps them on the hand and sends them on their way. It's okay to murder people if you're a cop.
That truck left. Oh my God, he's grab her ass. Oh my God. Stop. And then they say police brutality. Arrested. Stop. Oh, he is beating her up, yo.
Gosh, why?
Is that a cop?
No, he's just holding her down. He can't. I'm watching this.
Did you notice toward the end of that video that the guy filming the video's tone changed? He starts out mocking. Oh yeah, they say police brutality because the cop put the girl on the ground, or the woman on the ground. And right after he says that, he witnesses for himself this woman get punched in the face several times. And listening to his tone change, he gets very quiet all of a sudden, doesn't he?
A Texas police officer has resigned following a videotaped traffic stop in which he's heard and seen berating a speeding driver who's rushing a passenger to the hospital. The video shows Officer Grant Jones with his gun drawn, breaking the driver's side window and pulling 75-year-old Tracy Lott out of the truck. In the truck, 73-year-old Johnny Hodge says he's gasping for air hooked up to an oxygen tank.
It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference whatsoever. Just because you got a medical problem, don't think you can come out here on the highway and do whatever you want to do. But you get out of the hospital, you better have a pair of handcuffs things over.
Hodge says his insurance wouldn't pay for an ambulance, so that's why Lott was driving him.
After he seen what he was dealing with, he should have put his gun back in his holster. Two old men.
The officer handcuffed Lott and wrote him a ticket for speeding and failure to stop. He's still shaken by the incident.
We stepped up on iron head. That took me and drove me.
The chief of police says the charges against Lott have been dropped.
This day and time, you know, an officer has to take precautionary manners, and safety issues have to be involved in this and things like that determined. But as I said, it's just an unfortunate incident that's taking place, you know, for both parties.
A police review found that Jones violated policy by not waiting for backup officers. He resigned on Tuesday. Meantime, Hodge doesn't think Jones's resignation goes far enough to make up for the incident. He thinks the former officer should have gotten 6 months in jail. Myra Lopez, The Associated Press.
This last story really bothers me the most. I remember the day when, you know, a husband finds his wife in labor. He's all nervous, and he packs her up and puts her in the car, and he puts all the stuff in the car, all her night bag and everything, and he's rushing her to the hospital, and he's all freaked out. Oh, it's okay, honey, it's okay, I'll get... The police officer pulls him over for speeding, and as soon as the cop realizes what the situation is, oh, and he's out to save the day. He's going to escort the frantic husband, to the hospital with his lights on. He's going to drive ahead of the car with his lights on and escort him to the hospital. What happened to that day? What happened to that kind of cop? What happened to protect and serve? Or maybe it only applies to young husbands, young people. If you're older and you're on oxygen and you're having a medical emergency and the cops pull you over, it's okay to delay you getting medical help by chatting it up with the guy who's trying to save your life, detaining him, keeping him from getting you to the hospital, talking about such things as, you know, it's illegal to speed. Oh, you know, I don't really care if you're having a medical emergency. You don't take it onto the highway. People who can't afford ambulances, which that's most of us, shouldn't be punished for not being able to afford ambulances. You see somebody you love in trouble, you want to take them to the hospital. You could fucking give a rat's ass about the speed limit. What the hell has happened to our country? What has happened to our police system? Yeah, I'm in favor of the protesting. I think we need to rise up and fucking take our country back. I think we need to fight this corruption that is taking hold of our country. It just keeps getting worse. It's not getting any better. People say, for a long time, well, after Obama got elected, I was hopeful that maybe this thing called prejudice and racism was coming to an end. No, not so much. It's not just, I mean, I get to deal with discrimination too, being older, not being able to find work. Discrimination is a really horrible thing. It's basically saying to somebody, you don't get to have a chance for a reason that you can't control. You don't get to have a chance because you're black. You don't get to have a chance because you're gay. You don't get to have a chance because you're old. You don't get to have a chance to get a job and support yourself and be happy because you're something that we find disagreeable. You don't fit the corporate image. You're second class. You're unwanted. Just go away. We don't want to see you. So then you end up littering the streets and taking away the jobs, putting them offshore in other nations, causes homelessness, causes more people, desperate people on the street committing crimes, so the police can beat them up or kill them at their will and get away with it because there's no justice. Cops can kill, and they can abuse, and they can bully, and they can harass. And it's okay. Because our country has decided that there's some people that just don't have any value. It's not just black lives. But yeah, black lives, homosexual lives, older people, handicapped people. I grew up in a different time when human life was sacred. I just see now that only some human life matters. The rest of us, they just kind of want us to crawl away. So yeah, I've been very upset for the last couple of days. I wanted to make a video about what I think about the whole thing with the Ferguson, the litigation, the whole thing with people who've killed other people who were doing pretty much nothing, and they're getting away with it. I agree with the protesting. I think something needs to be done. This is not the country that I love. Anyway, sometimes it's hard to say this at the end of my videos when I'm upset. It's hard to suddenly smile and say thank you for watching if you have. Bye. Sometimes I have to actually fake the smile.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.
Share the same weather, winter or summer, May or September, the 4th of whenever, it's better together. Let's get together. Home is where